What if I were to tell you that this here is a gravesite in the sky? Would you believe me? But before we get to that, I have to introduce you to somebody. This here is Thomas Ski Demski. He looks a little bit like Santa Claus, doesn't he? And this is known as the Pole here in Long Beach, over on Lime Avenue and 4th Street. And over here we have Peppy. Peppy is his parrot. We'll get a little more into Peppy in just a few minutes. But first, let's talk about Ski Demski. And depending on what person, who you ask, people would describe Ski Demski as a hero, a patriot, very stubborn, or a pain in the ass. There's multi pieces to the man's life. He's the owner of the world's largest American flag, known as the Superflag. You see, the Superflag is known in the Guinness Book of World Records as the biggest American flag in the world. Now, many people would call Ski a very patriotic person, and they would say that because he loved the American flag. He thought of the American flag as a symbol of freedom. And also he had many tattoos of Old Glory on his body, including one across his chest, right by a scar on his chest, and that scar was acting as the flag. Now, he had other tattoos that were geared towards his more eccentric side, and that was he had an in case of emergency tattoo, and under that was his doctor's number. Ski went to his doctor for a checkup, and during the checkup, the doctor informed him that the number has changed. What Ski Demski did was tattooed the new number under the old number and redlined the old doctor's number out. Now let's get into some of the reasons why Ski Demski became so popular and why some people look at him as a patriot and a hero. And in order to do that, we need to talk about this flagpole that stands right here in front of Ski Demski's former home. Now, this flagpole stands 132 feet into the air, and it used to have a 30 by 60 foot flag flapping from it. And I just want to make it very clear that the flag that flapped in front of his house on the pole here is not the same as the Superflag. The Superflag was way too big to hang from a flagpole. In 1980, people started to complain about that flag because here get pretty windy here in Long Beach, right on the coast, so you get very hefty winds, and that flag would flap through the night, making tons of noise, irritating a lot of the local neighbors. And those local neighbors asked Ski, hey, do you think you can take down your flag at night? It's keeping all of us awake. And he said no. And because he didn't take down the flag, some of the neighbors took him to court. Well, unfortunately for the people that took him to court over the noise violation, they actually lost. Ski Demski and Peppy win on that one, but the city of Long Beach got involved. You see, Long Beach came out against Ski Demski. They were claiming that the flag was a sign, and there was somewhat of a height ordinance back then where you couldn't have a sign up that high. But actually, Long Beach, the city of Long Beach, lost that battle because, well, for one, it wasn't a sign, it's a flag. Now, because of all these lawsuits that were happening and having Long Beach, the city of Long Beach, getting involved into this fight, this story actually went nationwide. So all over this country, people knew about Ski Demski, which his popularity grew almost overnight because of all this. Now here's where things get even a little more interesting. Because of his popularity, a lot of his friends and getting a lot of fan mail, a lot of people were asking him to run for the mayor position for Long Beach. And he did. He ran and he lost miserably. Now the reason why he lost miserably was because most of his fan base were not in Long Beach. These were people all over the United States. So the popularity did not bleed over into a win for Ski Demski. But interesting enough, after that, Ski Demski threw his hat in the race for every mayor election after that.
And he never won any of them.
Now, fun little fact, Peppy here, his parrot, oftentimes joined Ski Demski in the local debates. Now, in the early 2000s, Ski Demski's health started to severely decline. In 2002, Ski Demski ended up taking his own life with painkillers. Ski Demski's body was found on the living room floor of his house.
Now, he
left behind a list of wishes that he wanted his friends to carry out. One was, of course, take care of his bird. The other was that his body was to be in a plexiglass coffin with mirrors, and his body was to be left on display in that coffin for several days in his personal garage, so that when people come by to pay their respects, they were able to see all of his American flag tattoos. After that, he requested to be cremated, and possibly one of his more bizarre requests were that his ashes were encased in the soaring eagle on top of this flagpole. Now, a good friend of Ski Demski by the name of Jim Alexander has confirmed that indeed Ski's ashes are encased in the eagle on top of this flagpole. Hence, the gravesite in the sky. So ladies and gentlemen, let me know what side you are on. Do you think that Ski Demski was a patriot? Do you think that he was a hero? Do you think that he was a nuisance? Do you think he was sort of a jerk? What side are you on? Or was he all of them? Could he be all of them? Let me know down in the comments which one it is. It's very likely that he was just now. If you liked this video, I think you're also gonna like this video over here. It's also quite crazy and weird. So please go check out this video over here, and please folks, do not forget to subscribe. Is it a coincidence that there's a Lime scooter here on Lime Avenue?